beautiful people! Welcome to the Lunar Practice. I'm Veronika.
I'm Matt.
And today we're gonna talk about anger. So we live in a society where in general emotions are not really regarded as being important or valued, and most emotions are very suppressed. Some emotions like joy, happiness are a bit more open, so people can actually share them and are not afraid to show them. But some other emotions are really, really suppressed, and anger is one of them. I would say even that anger is the most suppressed emotions. Like, people don't want to show they are angry. It's regarded as being something very bad, and crime and violence is all connected with this anger. And so my stance to it is that definitely, for example, road rage is something very destructive. But the point is, if you suppress your anger in general so much, it comes out in examples like road rage. Road rage is basically the shadow side of anger. Or violence is the shadow side of anger, because when you suppress something too much, it will come out at some point. So in general, when you have anger suppressed, there's also lots of energy suppressed. And the beautiful thing about it is that actually anger serves you a lot, because the question is, when do you feel anger? Anger is when someone is violating your boundaries. And when someone is doing something that hurts you or makes you feel sad. So anger is basically protecting you. And I tell you, if someone tells you they are not angry, they are lying. Maybe they are not even aware of the anger themselves, but everyone has anger. And I invited my boyfriend Matt here because he has a really, really interesting story with anger. So do you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I had quite an unhealthy relationship with anger, and like Veronika mentioned, it was actually something I didn't realise was a problem necessarily. In my youth, I had more anger, and then through my young adulthood, I started to suppress this anger, and I'd kind of associated it as a really bad thing, an unhealthy thing that I couldn't show. I felt like if I was showing anger or acting in an angry way, then I'd be pushing people away, scaring people around me, and it's actually a very bad thing to suppress. So with some of the work me and Veronika have done, I've actually been able to start feeling anger inside myself properly and actually being able to channel it in a really healthy way. And for me, that's been amazing, because I was scared, if particularly around someone I love or friends or family, if I'm showing some anger, that these people would be like, whoa, like, we didn't want to see that. That's not a healthy behaviour, and I was really scared to show this. But recently I've been able to express this in a healthy way, and for me it's been like really revolutionary, because I've not had the things which I would expect to happen have not happened, and it's been a really, really healthy thing. I felt free, a lot of like weight lifted from me, and really it's just an important feeling that you need to feel sometimes and go through.
And what is for you the healthy way to express your anger?
So for me, a healthy way to express anger is physically for me, and that can be through something like boxing, like punching. This can be like punch bag, something similar to this.
The sofa.
The sofa works well as well, but really releasing the anger and letting it come, not trying to hide it, not trying to like push it away as a bad thing, but really, really feel it and release it really healthily. Let the anger like really flow. And for me, that has to be quite a physical thing. It's not for me, it's not a passive emotion to work through. It is a very energizing emotion. So for me, I need to put it out energetically.
And how do you feel afterwards when you have this release?
Yeah, the feeling afterwards is amazing. It's a really strong feeling of real strength. To feel that you're really strong and actually you can overcome a lot of things, and it's an amazing, invigorating feeling. And also a lot of release and calmness can come as a result of this as well.
Yeah, because the thing is that when you are releasing anger, you are actually releasing a lot of energy that has been stuck. And so of course afterwards you will feel really, really relaxed, calm and released. And secondly, you will feel really strong because you realize how much energy there actually is inside of you. And my story with anger, for example, was that I had a real problem with putting up my boundaries, and I just felt really, really powerless. I still do to some extent, so that's something in my life that is very important for me to work on. But I started to do like also boxing and martial arts with him, or it's more like street fighting, but it gives me a totally strong feeling. And now, for example, when I imagine that someone is coming to me and wanting to harm me, I feel so strong and I feel like I'm really feisty and I can really put up with it. And so unfortunately in the rest of the video you cannot hear the sound very well because the wind is blowing so strong, so I just wanted to say the rest of it here. So firstly, it can also be that after you release your anger, you will get into pain and hurt and you will start crying. Because sometimes anger is like a cover-up emotion for hurt and pain, but then you just cry and cry and cry and then you release this way and it's also okay. Secondly also, I think a lot of people are afraid of releasing their anger because they feel like that will make them very angry and aggressive people, and that's actually not true. It will be the opposite. Because your anger is released, you are being much less triggered. And the best way to do it would actually be that you combine this with a boundary exercise where you learn to always clearly communicate what you like and what you dislike, and I can make another video about that. And then you will even become less passive aggressive and you will less accumulate suppressed anger, because if you always can clearly communicate what you like and what you dislike, your boundaries will be violated much less and there is not so much need for accumulating all this anger. Yeah, so I think it's a really, really fascinating topic, and I will shoot many, many more videos about it because I feel that there's so much potential in people actually developing. Because can you imagine how many people have all this suppressed anger, and it really holds you in a state of acting out of fear, being triggered a lot. And with this exercise you can really, really develop yourself and transform your life basically. And especially also in the more like spiritual community like yogis and so on, I feel like often they view anger as it being like something that is below them or you should detach, and I think that is absolutely wrong, because anger is a part of life. It is a part of our human existence because we experience our life through emotions. And if you pretend that you don't have it, then I think you're not very authentic, and it is potentially very, very dangerous because you will act out of this suppression. And I really believe that it will somehow come out, and then probably in a very unhealthy way. Secondly, also I'm thinking, as I said, and I really believe that, is that it is something that makes you feel very strong. And for example, if something happens in your life that is totally unfair, it is important to feel anger. All the great revolutions in our society have started from this place, that people felt, no, something is not okay, I cannot put up with it. And I feel like that if you are exercising, if you're really in communication with your anger and if you're really consciously feeling it, you will start to live your life with so much more integrity, because you just cannot accept the things the way they are anymore, and you want to change for a positive and bright future. So I really, really hope you liked this video. If so, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. My channel is still new, so I need all your support. Yes, I can make videos about all the different kind of emotions because I think it's such an important topic. Otherwise, have a lovely day. Bye bye.